The story of Noah's Ark is one of the most recognizable narratives in human history. Passed down through generations, it has captivated imaginations and sparked countless debates. The tale, as told in the book of Genesis, recounts a time when humanity's wickedness so corrupted the earth that God decided to cleanse the world with a catastrophic flood, but within this destruction there was a glimmer of hope. Noah, a righteous man chosen by God to build an ark, a massive vessel meant to preserve life amidst the deluge. Could a flood of such unimaginable scale truly engulf the entire earth? Could a wooden ship of the described dimensions withstand the wrath of such a tempest? Could 2 of every animal species on earth possibly find refuge within its confines? These questions have resonated through the ages, prompting us to reconcile faith and reason, myth and reality. Our journey begins with the ark itself, a marvel of ancient engineering, at least in the context of the narrative. We will delve into the specific dimensions outlined in the Bible, comparing them to the limitations of wooden shipbuilding, both past and present. The Bible provides surprisingly specific dimensions for Noah's Ark. It was to be 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. A cubit, an ancient unit of measurement based on the length of the forearm, is generally estimated to be between 18 and 22 inches. This means the ark would have been approximately 450 to 510 feet long, 75 to 83 feet wide, and 45 to 55 feet tall. To put this into perspective, the ark would have dwarfed even the largest wooden ships ever built in recorded history. The Wyoming, a 6-masted schooner built in 1909 and considered one of the largest wooden ships ever constructed, measured a mere 450 feet in length. The sheer size of the ark immediately raises questions about the structural integrity of a wooden vessel of such proportions. Wood, while a versatile building material, has its limitations, especially when stretched to such extremes. Large wooden ships are susceptible to hogging, a phenomenon where the hull bends upwards in the middle due to uneven weight distribution, and sagging, the opposite effect where the hull bends downwards. These stresses can lead to structural failure, especially in rough seas. Adding to the complexity is the enigmatic gopher wood, the material specified in the Bible for the ark's construction. The exact nature of gopher wood remains a subject of debate, with no clear consensus among scholars. The story of Noah's Ark is inextricably linked to another extraordinary claim, a global flood that submerged the entire earth, wiping out all life except for those aboard the ark. The biblical narrative describes a deluge of unimaginable scale, with waters rising above the highest mountains, an event that would have reshaped the planet's surface and left an indelible mark on its geological record. However, the scientific evidence for such a cataclysmic event is conspicuously absent. Geologists who study the Earth's history through its rocks, sediments and landforms have found no evidence of a global flood occurring within the time frame proposed by the biblical account. The Earth's geological record is a testament to countless floods throughout history, some vast and devastating, but none on a scale that could have submerged the entire planet. A global flood would also require an astronomical amount of water. The Earth's oceans, while vast, do not contain enough water to submerge the entire planet, even if all the polar ice caps and glaciers melted. To achieve a global flood, one would need to invoke a source of water external to the Earth, perhaps a cometary impact or some other celestial event. Now let's delve into the monumental task of gathering and caring for 2 of every kind. Imagine, if you will, the sheer logistics involved in such an undertaking. Based on current biodiversity, thousands of species would need to be aboard. The space requirements for food, water, and shelter would be immense. How could Noah have gathered animals from distant continents like Australia or the Americas? Could all species fit in the ark as described, especially considering today's biodiversity? Handling predators and prey would be a significant challenge. How would Noah prevent carnivores from eating other animals and manage their feeding? The amount of waste produced daily by thousands of animals would be staggering. Without modern sanitation, how could this have been managed? Feeding the animals would require vast amounts of food. Could enough food be stored to sustain them and Noah's family for an extended period? Would there be enough fresh water to last throughout the flood for both humans and animals on board? Could the ark have enough ventilation to avoid carbon dioxide buildup and keep everyone alive? After the floodwaters receded, what would the world look like? How could the animals repopulate the Earth? The genetic diversity needed to avoid extinction would be a significant challenge. Could a pair of each species realistically repopulate entire ecosystems, ensuring genetic health and variety? The bottleneck effect, where a population size is drastically reduced, could lead to inbreeding and genetic issues. How could Noah have ensured enough genetic diversity for species to thrive? And what about the vegetation? How would plants survive months underwater? Would the Earth be able to regenerate fast enough for animals and humans to thrive post-flood? Some plants might survive through seeds or by floating to new locations, but many species could face extinction. The regrowth of forests, grasslands, and other ecosystems would be a slow process, impacting the food supply for herbivores and, consequently, the entire food chain. Climate and environmental conditions would also undergo drastic changes. A global flood would likely alter weather patterns, soil composition, and the overall climate. Could humans and animals adapt to these new conditions? The Earth might experience a cooler or warmer climate, affecting habitats and migration patterns. The challenges of post-flood recovery would be immense, testing the resilience and adaptability of all life on Earth. Finally, we explore the enduring significance of Noah's Ark. Why has this story persisted through millennia, captivating the imaginations of countless generations? Many cultures have their own flood myths, such as the Mesopotamian epic of Gilgamesh, Hindu texts, and Native American legends. Could these stories be reflections of localized flooding events? Some scientists believe the Noah story may be inspired by real events such as the flooding of the Black Sea around 7,000 years ago. This theory suggests a historical basis for the story. Beyond its religious and cultural implications, Noah's Ark speaks to universal themes of survival, faith, and the human spirit's resilience in the face of overwhelming odds. Whether viewed as literal history or metaphorical lesson, the story of Noah's Ark continues to inspire and provoke thought, reminding us of our connection to the past and the lessons we carry into the future. Could Noah really have lived to 520 years old when he built the Ark? This question has puzzled both believers and skeptics for centuries. According to the Bible, Noah was 600 years old during the flood, and he began building the Ark at the age of 520. But what does science say about human lifespan and the possibility of living several centuries? Modern science tells us that the human body undergoes significant wear and tear as it ages, and the longest documented lifespan is 122 years. Could ancient humans have lived much longer? Some theories suggest that environmental factors, such as a different atmosphere or diet, could have contributed to longer lifespans. However, the physical demands of building such a massive structure as the Ark would be immense, even for a young and fit individual. Could someone of advanced age really perform the heavy labor required? This raises questions about the broader context of long lifespans in the Bible. Are these ages meant to be taken literally, or could they be symbolic or metaphorical? Some scholars propose that these extended lifespans could be a way to convey the wisdom and significance of these ancient figures, rather than an accurate measure of their years. Others suggest that ancient cultures had different ways of recording time, which might account for these seemingly exaggerated lifespans. In the end, whether Noah's age is interpreted as literal or metaphorical, it adds another layer of intrigue to this enduring story. It challenges us to think about the ways in which we understand history, mythology, and the human experience itself. What do you think? Could Noah have really lived to 520 years old, or is it a symbolic number? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Do you think Noah's Ark could have really existed, or is it just a powerful story? Let us know in the comments below. Your thoughts and opinions help us create better content, and we love hearing from our community. So, what do you believe? Is Noah's Ark a historical event, a myth, or something in between? Join the discussion and share your perspective. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more fascinating explorations into the world's most enduring tales.